do. We are in my house, in my little den. So this is just where I hang out. This is all my guitars and my records, and just where I sit and do my writing. Yeah, I suppose I've written a few songs in here, none of which are on the album. That kind of, I did the most of the writing for that in the library and in on Brandon Hill Park, really, because that was at the time when I wrote most of the songs, and I was working like 9 to 5 in an office, and I just kind of had to find time to write when I could. So it was like lunch breaks in the library, in the park, and then just putting those words to music. Kind of when I got home, that's kind of how the songs on the album came. But yeah, since I've been here, this is kind of where I sit and do all that stuff now. I played the guitar in bands for a long time before. I'd always play guitar. My dad plays the guitar, my mum plays the piano, or like it's just instruments all around the house. So I played guitars back as far as I can remember. Really, it wasn't until moving here and meeting people doing, writing stuff and coming up with fantastic words and in music. It kind of, to be honest, like gave me the confidence to just like do it myself, because that was kind of a hurdle getting over, just like doing it for the first time kind of thing. But it was just meeting the right people. And most of those people were people that hang around at the Arts House down in Stokes Croft, which is it still is like a fantastic like open mic night that's there, where it's just like down in a basement. It's just like a mixture of poetry and music, and it just packs out every week, and it's just, you can hear a pin drop in there, and it's like a really great crowd, a really supportive crowd, and just fantastic people that come through doing fantastic things, playing fantastic music and reading fantastic poetry. It's basically like the way I play guitar is based around two sort of styles, which is like the sort of Travis picking style, that sort of thing. So it's like Mill Travis, kind of that sort of thing. And then there's like the Carter style, which is obviously the Carter family, which is, and those are the two kind of main guitar styles I play. And then sort of like Woody Guthrie sort of like picking. That sort of like flat picking thing. So those are kind of the main guitar styles, and then just sort of Dylan-y kind of like guitar playing, like just well, I learned that Travis picking because from a guy, and he taught me how to do that pattern. Listen, like one summer when I was living in Shrewsbury. And I just spent like the whole summer just sitting there, just on one chord, just playing it over and over again until I had it down. The Carter style, I thought I came up with it myself, until someone said, "Oh, you're playing Carter style." I was like, "Am I? What's that?" And they go, "Oh, listen to this." I was like, "Oh shit, yeah." So now I love. That's one of my favourite ways to play. I really like that sort of song. So like Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Daniel Johnston, especially recently, like in terms of like writing lyrics, like Daniel Johnston's, I think is just fantastic. So he's like a big influence. Mississippi John Hurt, especially, like that's another guitar thing that I really took a lot of influence from, that kind of easy finger picking style, like sort of melodic and kind of majory sounding finger style, and like sort of Henry Thomas and Robert Johnson and things like that. Yeah, so I kind of went back and sort of listened to a lot of that sort of stuff, and like Uncle Dave Maycomb, because like doing that sort of banjo, like two finger like banjo style, which is kind of like, it's like almost like Carter playing. Sort of 90% of the time I write the lyrics and the music apart from each other and then put them together, just so, I don't know if this is the reason, but it's, I guess, so I can write at any time I want to. I don't have to have a guitar with me, so like most days I kind of scribble something down, and then I take what I've come up with, then put it to music. But normally putting it to music takes like no time at all, really. I very rarely like work on a song for more than like 2 sessions. I might come up with some words, come back to it, come up with some other words, and then put it to a piece of music the first time I try. Otherwise, I might just kind of like forget about it and do something else. It's gonna sound stupid, but if I'm missing a verse, if I think it needs another verse, but I've already like had 2 stabs at getting all the lyrics down, I'll just flick back through my notebook and just take something and shoehorn it in, okay. and then go back at it and think like, yeah, it kind of worked, it kind of fitted. So quite often I start a song not knowing what I'm going to write about, and so, a lot of the time I finish it and I don't know what I've written about, and then it's like thinking like, what does it mean? All my songs are basically like just strings of like images put together. I don't really talk about something that happened to me literally, or I don't talk about something just in black and white. It's just a kind of like a stream of like, nice words and images that I can kind of string together around themes, and then does that make sense? I'm not really sure. In terms of actually singing, I don't think I taken sort of like direct influence from anyone that I can think of. I never really considered myself much of a singer anyway. I've always thought of myself as more of a guitar player. I mean, I enjoy voices that have a little bit of the bark still on them. So I really like Woody Guthrie's singing voice. Mm-hmm. I started recording the album like over a year ago, and during the whole process, because I recorded it with Mark Lagassic, Howling Lord, and he produced the album as well. So kind of a lot of influence on how the songs came out. He played quite a big part in that. I brought in my cousin, plays the fiddle on 4 of the tracks on there, like Harry Jenkins, who's a fantastic fiddle player. So she kind of brought a lot to it as well. And it's just bringing in friends to play on it. It was just really good fun. Like Becca Phillip does a lot of backing vocals on it. We've got Mark Griffiths playing drums, Duncan Bass playing keys and stuff. So it's just all my friends in lots of different bands around town, bringing them in to play on it, and just added so much to it, and just changed the songs completely, and it went for the better, I think. Yeah. It's different when I'm sitting there and doing a live set by myself. It's different, but I've started playing more like live shows now with like a full band and stuff. So it's kind of doing the album, kind of like kick-started doing that a bit more as well. Like it kind of the album influenced the live set rather than the other way around, if you like. I don't necessarily think that an album should be what you play live. It's a different medium. It's a different way of like getting your songs heard. So, and it gives you different opportunities and different ways of playing around with songs and presenting them in different ways. So why not take those opportunities to kind of have fun with the music? A lot of people out there doing fantastic stuff, and especially in the little kind of group of bands and musicians that I've like managed to find myself in over the last sort of couple of years, kind of all based out of the Stag and Hounds, like the Poor Old Dogs and Slap Your Mama band and Howling Lords, and everyone playing in each other's bands and just having a fun time doing it. Bristol in general is just like thriving with a lot of fantastic bands, and it's great how there's such a strong support of local music and local bands that can draw big crowds to come out and see local acts without relying on we haven't got an arena here, for instance, or stadium gigs or anything like that. So I think in some ways that's like helpful to the local music scene. Well, the next project is just I guess is developing like the live performance, getting the band kind of like doing more shows together, more full band gigs. So it's kind of, I think maybe the project before inspires the next one, so going out to Germany to do a tour in September, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to want to do more of that stuff. Hopefully try and organise a UK tour, like a little short tour when I get back from there. And yeah, and then I've already started thinking about the next album. I've got songs, like I've got about half the songs written for the next one. I'm going to have to wait my turn to get in the studio because we're recording the next Howling Lord one now. The Poor Old Dogs are doing their album in the same studio. Slap Your Mama Band just finished the recording of theirs. That's got to be mixed and mastered and stuff. So there's all this stuff going through that studio and going through Little Paradise Records.
Yeah.
And I've only just I've only released mine yet, so there's no point me even thinking about it yet for a long time. But I can't stop writing songs. So so hopefully by the time the next time to do the next one comes around in a year's time or whatever it might be, I should have like 50 songs to choose from. So
yeah,
that'd be cool.